All right, today we're talking about no-show woah. I know a lot of you use this in sixth grade, so we're going to be reviewing and practicing a math problem solving strategy called no-show woah. And it'll be just a review to make sure we're using all our tools, all our steps. So step one was to use the word bank to fill in the blanks. Then step two was to follow the steps to solve the math problem on the back of this page. And they gave you a word bank here. No-show woah. First, we start with the no part. The no part is find the question. I know I've shown you guys a lot to do those brackets around what it's actually asking for. What do you already know from the problem? You need to circle all numbers and underline keywords. So numbers should be circled, keywords should be underlined. Then you need to make a plan. This means what strategies will you use? Are you going to add? Are you going to subtract? Are you going to multiply? Are you going to first add them all together and then divide by 3? What are you going to do? Then you're actually going to do it. That's the show part. Show all your work. Show all your work, please. Use all your strategies. So don't just kind of guess and do one thing. Make sure that you've shown every single step. Lastly, the woah part is to check your work and think about, does it make sense? Is your answer reasonable? If I'm talking about how far is it from here to my friend's house, does it make sense for my answer to be 5,000 miles? I don't know if that really makes sense. Maybe 5 miles is a more realistic answer. Maybe I need to go back and check my steps to make sure that I did everything correctly. And lastly, the most important part is, did you answer the question? Sometimes a question will have multiple steps. First, I need to add together all the sandwiches that everybody wanted, and then I need to multiply by the price per sandwich to get the total price. If I give the answer of how many sandwiches, but I don't give the answer of total price, I haven't answered the question, and I'm going to get it wrong. So I need to go back and look, what was this question asking for when I found it up here? And did I answer it? And they're also going to ask you to answer it in a complete sentence. All right, get done with that and flip the page. You should have already started on this. Practice using no-show woah to answer the below math problem. Remember to use your chart and follow the problem-solving steps. So first we're going to do the no, which is to find the question, to circle numbers, underline keywords, and make a plan. Okay. Suppose a 7th grader's birthday is today, and she is 12 years old. I'm going to circle the number and underline the key information. It's her birthday. She's 12 years old. How old was she 3.5 years ago? That's the question. How old was she? Write an equation and use a number line to model your answer. So I need to write an equation and use a number line to model the answer. That's part of the question. If I don't write an equation and I don't use a number line, I haven't answered this question the way that they want me to. So the question I'm trying to solve is, how old was she 3.5 years ago? And I need to write an equation and a number line. Check to make sure we circled all numbers. 12 years old, 3.5. We don't really need to circle 7th because that doesn't really matter to the math. Underline all keywords. It's her birthday. She's 12 years old, 3.5 years ago. Equation, number line. What strategy do you plan to use? Well, first of all, we need to make an equation and a number line. But how am I going to do that? I know she's 12 years old now, and we want to know how old she was 3.5 years ago. So her age, 3.5 years before she was 12, I think I'm going to subtract. Then I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to draw my number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 years old is how old she is. But we want to know how old she was 3.5 years ago. 1, 2, 3.5 lands right here at 8.5. Because 12 minus 3.5 is 8.5. Then I can say my answer in a complete sentence. I'm answering the question, how old was she 3.5 years ago? So I'll say 3.5 years ago, she was 8.5 years old. And I can even box the number that's my answer to make sure that my teacher knows what my answer is and where it is. Now we're going to do the whoa part. Did you double check your work? Oh, let's go look. Okay, I know she was 12. We went 3.5 years back. 1, 2, 3.5. Yep, 12 minus 3.5 is 8.5. That matches up with 8.5. Awesome. I did double check my work. Is your answer reasonable? Does it make sense? If she's 12 now, does it make sense for her to be 8.5, 3.5 years ago? Yeah, she would be younger, right? She'd be younger 3.5 years ago. So, yes. Did you answer all parts of the questions? Let's see. We answered how old she was 3.5 years ago. Did we write an equation and did we use a number line? Let's see. Sorry, we used a number line. This is an equation. It has an equal sign. Two numbers being subtracted. Yes. So, equation, number line. Did we use a college-ready sentence? Yes, we did. 3.5 years ago, she was 8.5 years old. That should be your college-ready sentence.